Okay, why don't you start off with a shot of the parking lot, then pan across the debris, then widen the shot and pick me up about 10 seconds in.
Gotcha.
And make sure you get a good close view of some of the packages. And then when I get to the part about the witnesses, zoom into the corner there. Got it?
Got it.
All right, let's do this thing. Let me know when we get close and then give me a 10 count.
Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Jennifer Sims reporting live from the Brookdale Post Office, where an explosion occurred less than 2 hours ago, injuring 2 postal employees, as well as destroying 1 of a dozen postal trucks. With darkness coming about an hour ago, the entire area is bathed in floodlight. I'm standing on the loading dock at the back of the building, just 10 feet away from where the explosion occurred, and even this protective roof over my head received a small amount of damage from the blast. In fact, there's even a giant crack in the wall to my left, created by the shockwave. Behind me you can see parts and pieces of that destroyed truck everywhere, along with shattered glass and a lot of burned and charred pieces of mail. All in all, it's a rather chaotic scene here, as both local police and bomb squad personnel are combing the area, looking for any hint of the source of this explosion. The attention of the bomb squad has been focused on a box that was filled with several pieces of priority mail. There were no witnesses to this explosion, at least no human ones. In this case, there was only one sole witness, located there, in the corner. A continuous running video camera which records every event both on and around the loading dock in real time. And it won't be long before that witness is called on for questioning. But this camera can only provide half of the answers needed. It can tell us who, but the question it cannot answer is why. From the Brookdale Post Office for KRQR News, I'm Jennifer Sims.
Okay, we're clear. That's a wrap. Good job, Jen.
Yeah, thanks. But
what?
I don't know. Something about this just doesn't feel right. I mean, most people who want to take revenge or make a statement usually go after the whole building, but this one's different.
What are you getting at?
Rick, think about it for a second. Why would someone target just a specific box of priority packages?
I don't know. Maybe their bomb budget isn't big this year, and a small job like this is all they could afford.
What? Where do you get these ideas?
Hey, it's how I'm wired.
Wow, you must have been scary as a kid. What if... Now think with me for a minute. What if there was something in that box that someone wanted destroyed?
Jen, have you been watching too many spy movies again?
No, I mean it, Rick. Listen. It would make sense considering that one box of mail was where the bomb was located. If they were going to take out that whole building, they'd have done a far better job than blowing up just one package in one truck.
Jennifer, you're a news reporter, not a crime investigator.
And how am I supposed to report the truth if no one is willing to investigate deep enough to find it, huh? Rick, you know as well as I do that when it comes to cases like this, these guys only investigate as deep as they want the public to know. And if they do dig deeper and find something, they'll never tell us. They only report to us what they choose. Well, I am sick and tired of being spoon-fed a bunch of information that's been put through a strainer by a bunch of two-bit liars. There's more going on here than meets the eye, and I'm gonna find out what it is.
Jennifer, what are you gonna do?
Something I should have done ages ago.
It looks like Jennifer Sims is doing a little reading between the lines. What's her plan? Nobody knows. In the meantime, Chester and Jesse are aiming to bag a Sasquatch, but their success seems highly unlikely. And Yellow Bear has more from the ancient Native American Journal. That and more next on Episode 8 of Sasquatch.
Whoa, what the hell are you shooting for?
I saw it. I mean to tell you I saw it.
What? What'd you see?
I don't know, really. It was like just a big shadow.
You mean tell me you shooting at shadows?
Well, I was scared. I heard them there knocks and startled me.
Well, I can't have you shooting at every sound you hear or every knock. The one of those dang old salesmen go to your house no more, and all this time I thought it was 'cause of them hidden cars in your yard.
Hey, them ain't hidden. I know exactly where all of them are.
Yeah, well, if you ever heard of a lawnmower, we'd all know where they were, too.
Yeah. Why don't you come on over and cut it yourself then, old coot?
Hush now. I think I hear a truck coming or something.
What do you think happened to Bigfoot?
Hell, I don't know. All the racket you done made with the gun probably done scared it off.
Look here. I see them headlights through the woods. I guess you're right. Must be a truck heading this way.
But ain't that just fine how to do?
What?
You don't want to shot somebody over there across the way.
No, I ain't. That's way too far away.
Well, looks like we about to find out. You done slowed them down, pull them in. I'll tell you what. If I go to jail tonight, I'm gonna kill you. You just let me do all talking since I'm the brains of the bunch. Better not be no sheriff or police or game warden.
Hello at the camp.
What can I do for you, fella? You lost?
No, sir. I heard some howls and gunshot, and I wanted to come check and make sure everything was all right. I'm camping just up the hill there, about a mile away.
Yeah, everything all right except for my old trigger-happy partner here.
I thought I saw a Bigfoot.
Dang it, Jesse, I told you to be quiet now.
Well, Bigfoot, huh? Well, that would explain the howling I heard and the knocking sounds.
Yeah, at first I thought it was just coyotes, but it wasn't.
Well, why'd y'all camp over here in the middle of nowhere, not at the campsite?
Well, about that. We're kind of hoping to bag us one. I done seen one down the way, so we was thinking maybe, we can do like they do on TV and come out here and find it.
Well, I don't know about all that.
What do you suggest then?
Well, there's this guy I know who does this sort of thing all the time, almost nightly. He has his own podcast.
What the hell is a podcast?
It's like a radio show on the computer. He's actually doing his show tonight. I think you should call in and speak to him.
Now, do I look like I have a phone?
You can use mine. I think he would be a great help for you guys. His name's Brian Sons. He knows a good deal about this subject, and he goes into the woods alone at night without even a gun.
Say what?
You pulling my leg?
No, I'm serious.
So you mean tell me this here fella, he goes out there at night, these things, and he ain't got no gun?
Yes, sir. That's what they say.
Well, I'll be danged.
He's had quite a few encounters, too. Never been hurt once. Well, his show's about to start in a few minutes here. I'll dial it for you.
Hello, the Sonic's Nice Paranormal. You on the air? Who am I speaking with?
Hey, is this Brian?
Yes, sir. Sure is. Is this?
My name's Chester. Chester Joe Cooper.
Hey, Chester, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from down here in Brooksdale.
Chester, if you don't mind, can I ask you to talk a little bit lower?
Yeah, hold on, let me put my hearing aid in. I'm a bit hard of hearing ever since Vietnam.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I understand that.
There.
Hard of hearing for sure.
Is that better for you?
Yeah, that actually sounds fine. Thank you. What can I help you with?
Well, I got something to tell you, and you ain't never gonna believe this. Me and my buddy, we're out here in the woods right now, and we done heard us Bigfoot.
Really?
My buddy, he done thought he saw it. He done shot at it, and I reckon it done took off.
So you're still out there right now?
Yup, this here fellow down the way, he was camping down yonder about a mile or so, I reckon. Well, he done heard all commotion, and he came on over here. We told him what had happened and whatnot. He said, should have called you on this here mobile phone thingy. He said you done had one of them there podcasts. Hell, I don't know what a podcast is. But he said we're like a radio show.
Tell them what else done happened.
They never just Ray. I'm trying to tell them. I can't tell nothing when you won't shut the trap. Always yammering away, worse than a dang old woman, I tell you what.
I hear you.
Anywho, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Now I have to ask, did you see it? Did you see it at all? Did you or your friend?
No, I ain't seen it this time. I seen it the other day for Miss Davenport's place.
What happened then?
Well, I was coming from my fishing hole, and around the bend, there it was. Just a gallivanting on through the yard. I didn't know what to think of, so I hid in some bushes, and I just wanted to watch it. And you know that the only thing, it done wandered on up on the porch like a dang old salesman and smashed the window.
Wow.
Well, about that time, Miss Davenport done caught wind of it, caught sight of it, and she went to hollering termination and sent it running off towards the creek.
Right. So how did it go from that to you being out there in the woods with it?
Well, now, me and old Jesse Ray, we kind of done figured we can come out here and catch it or something.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty tall order to fill.
Oh, you ain't never lying.
So, let me ask you a question. It was making noise. Why did you shoot at it?
Well, it was making noise.
Yeah.
And howling away, and Jesse, he done got scared and shot at it.
What kind of noise was it making?
Oh, hell, I don't know, banging on trees, I reckon, and then just howling. First we thought it was in there coyotes, because they was howling too. Then we figured it was Bigfoot.
Yeah, there seems to be some correlation between the two.
Well, I don't know about no correlation, but it was like it was with them or something.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Now, this old fella here what brought me the phone, he done said that you go out there by yourself in the woods with these things. Hell, he said you don't even carry no gun with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do go out there alone, and no, I never carried a gun. I've had quite a few experiences.
Why you ain't carrying no gun?
Well, I've never really felt the need to. I figure the same thing's out there during the day that's out there at night.
Well, you got some hangers on you, I'll tell you what. Because this thing was mad as hell. Made old Jesse more nervous than the cat in the rocket chair factory. Know what I'm saying?
Well, from my experience, whenever I would go to a new area, that's when they would act aggressive and make noises and stuff to try to intimidate me out of there.
Oh, well, they sure was intimidating.
Well, that's pretty much all they'll do, for the most part, is try to scare you away.
Well, I don't know about all that. I wouldn't, I reckon Jesse, he wasn't going to wait to find out. And, after he done shot the dang thing, he got really, really mad.
Well, I can't blame them. I wouldn't want someone running, coming up into my house shooting at me. The gun is what escalated the situation. No disrespect or anything. If you go in with aggression, well, that's what you're going to get back.
So you're telling me we should have just played cool and would have just wandered off or something?
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I'm telling you. Well, they expect a human to do just that, to run away. That's what they were trying to do. But when you brought the gun into it, well, you get the idea.
Well, what you reckon we ought to do now? It's too dang dark to pack everything up, and I ain't no youngin'. I got back problems and whatnot, and old Jesse, he ain't doing too hard himself.
Well, the only thing, I can't tell anybody, how to protect themselves and, what to do. I can't be responsible for your own safety and well-being. If it was me, I would just stay out there for a night and just keep pretty alert and, I think the activity of the man who drove and came to you guys, with the phone and then the gunshot, it friend Jesse, he should have never shot at it at all, though.
Yeah, well, he's my bit nervouser since Vietnam. He's what you might call high-strung.
Well, I mean, if you want, with your permission, I'd love to come over there and check it out myself and try to help if I can.
I tell you what, you're more than welcome to come down here, 'cause Lord knows Jesse ain't much help, bless his heart.
Well, Mr. Chester, I have your number, this number that came up, and, I can call you as soon as I'm off the air and we can arrange it all.
Well, now this ain't my phone. This here fella's. Hold on a second. Hey, he won't know if he can call us back.
Yes, that's fine. I'll be here. He can call back.
Hey, he said yeah, he said you can call him and he still be here.
Okay, all right, okay, I'll call shortly, probably about an hour or so. Thank you again, sir.
I'll just be waiting for you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Chester.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Jesse, he said he was coming.
Well, that's good. What else did he say?
Well, first of all, dagnabbit, Jesse Ray, when I'm on the phone, you need to just shut your trap. Tarnation.
Yeah, but what'd he say?
Said you done messed up shooting at him. Said he was gonna call us back after his show thingamajig.
So now what the hell we supposed to do?
Calm down. He said just relax, sit quiet like. He reckoned all the noise he done made and this man's truck coming through here sounds mighty scared it off.
So we just supposed to sit here cooking s'mores and sing Kumbaya or something?
Yeah, I reckon so.
I've seen those tabloid headlines at the checkout counters at the grocery stores. Woman spends entire year in cave with Bigfoot.
It happened in the days of my ancestors. Why could it not happen now?
But these are modern times, though. This journal was written centuries ago. How can this kind of thing even happen in our lifetime? I mean, this kind of thing happened so long ago, all the people who were alive the last time a Bigfoot captured anyone have been dead and buried for ages now.
Now, hold on there, Mr. Know-It-All. I think there's something you're forgetting, or maybe never knew in the first place.
Yeah? What's that?
I was just captured by one about a year ago.
You what?
Yeah, they kept me for about a month or so. They even introduced me to their family, too. Wife and 2 kids, nice homey little cave, great family. Why, they even taught me how to do tree knocks.
Even I was captured once.
You too?
They came to my campfire one night while I was sleeping. When I woke up, I was in a whole different place. Far, far away. They gave me food and water. They told me they are as curious about us as we are about them. I stayed for a week. I learned many things.
But wait, that can't happen.
Who says it can't?
Even I was captured, Jerry.
No way.
Yep, it's true. Came right through my bedroom window, it did. Looked me right in the eye and said, "Come with me." I tried to resist, but he was just way too strong for me. Just picked me up and carried me off into the mountains. But he never hurt me. In fact, he was really friendly to me. Taught me which berries to eat and which ones to avoid. He gave me a tour of his territory, where he lived. In about a week, he said I could go. To be honest, I wouldn't mind going back.
You gotta be kidding.
I've been captured too, Jerry.
Not you too.
Yeah, the professor thought the motel would be a safe place for me, but he was wrong. There's just no safe place anymore.
This can't be happening.
Why not? Because it's in your lifetime?
Well, you see...
What's the matter, Jerry? Having a little brain overload, are you?
I was captured while I was doing a live broadcast last month. He came and grabbed me right out from in front of the camera. It was on all the major networks. The whole country saw it, Jerry. Where in the world were you, huh? I even did a live interview with him while I was with him. He was so charming.
She was what?
Yeah, I've been captured too. Not old Bigfoot. I was just hollering darnation all the way. Dad gonna let me go. We just kept on walking.
And I've been captured too.
So have I, right out of my truck.
I've been captured also.
I've been captured.
I've been captured. I've been captured.
I've been captured.
I've been captured.
I've been captured.
We've all been captured.
But... And you're next. Oh, what a dream.
Well, I sure am glad he called back. I feel a hell of a lot better now.
What did he say this time?
See, he done had these things real close to him. Hell, he said one even roared at him and old gal one time.
Huh. I bet they peed their pants on that one.
No. He said she started to run, but he stopped her, and he roared back at it.
Why the hell you reckon he'd do that?
Oh, hell, I don't know. I reckon it was just his first reaction to it. Said it was back when he first started all this.
I remember when all that happened. Him and her talked about it on his show. If I remember correctly, he said after that he heard what sounded like a coyote getting ripped apart.
Yup. He said he ain't never heard no coyote sound like that. He said it was even scarier than that there roll.
Well, I'm glad he was able to help. I guess I'll head back to the campsite now. If you guys need to, you're more than welcome to come up that way.
Oh, we'll just try to stay here, I reckon. I appreciate you coming on down and let me use your cell phone doohickey thing there you got.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. I'm glad I came, actually. I'll keep an ear out tonight. Take care now. It was good meeting you, sir.
It was good meeting you too. I sure am glad you came over.
Yeah, my name's Chester, by the way, and this here's Jess. I don't reckon I caught your name, fella.
Oh, sorry about that. My name's Daryl.
Well, nice to meet you, Daryl. Thanks again for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, take care now.
Mighty nice fella.
Yep, he seems alright, I reckon.
What you want to do now?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna try to lay down this past my bedtime.
Well, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to keep the fire going. I'm too worked up to sleep.
Just don't go shooting anything unless you can see it or it's coming for you. Hell.
Yeah, I get it. You know, Chester,
Yeah.
I think we done bit off more than we can chew here.
You know something just right. For once, I think you might be right.
When did he say he was coming again? 'Cause I think he better get here soon.
Huh. I wonder where Jerry is this morning. It's not like him to be late. He's naive and dense as a doorknob, but he's always on time.
I told young Paleface, every time you wake up, ask yourself, what good things am I going to do today? Perhaps he had decided to stay home and make our day more joyful.
Sorry I'm late. What in tarnation happened to you? Why, you look like something the cat dragged in.
Oh, thanks. I'd hate to feel this rotten and just have it be my little secret.
Paleface, did you ride here on Turtle's back?
No, actually, I put turtle wax on my car last night when I got home, and this morning it only goes about 15 miles an hour, downhill.
Ask a silly question and you'll...
Get a stupid answer.
Seriously, Jerry, what happened?
I didn't sleep too well last night at all. Had this horrible nightmare about everyone telling me how they'd all been captured by Bigfoot at one time or another in their lives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you, Yellow Bear, Charlie, Chang, Francois, Maria Davenport, Larry, the mailman, everybody. Even a couple of weird old men I've never even seen before.
Well, some dreams are very important, Jerry, and occasionally they have very significant meanings.
Well, this one better not have any significant meaning.
Oh, yeah? And why is that?
Because after everyone else got through telling about how they'd all been captured, you looked me square in the eyes and said,
"You're next."
Professor, what's the matter? You look a little white.
How did you do that?
Do what?
That imitation of me just now. How'd you do it?
I don't know. It just sort of happened.
Well, that was just a bit spooky there. Well, Yellow Bear, I see you thumbing through the journal over there. You care to share what it is you're learning?
Professor, this secret book tells of a time long ago. It was a time before white man came. It is like a window to the past, and I am learning many things. What you are looking for is spoken about in this part of the book. I awoke very early this morning, before anyone else in camp had stirred. I gathered firewood and water first thing, anxiously awaiting for my cousin Red Feather to rise. We had spoken a day earlier,
and we planned to slip away for a swim and some gathering. My time with her is special to me because she is 2 winters older than I, and she teaches me different than my mother and the other elders. We walk and we enjoy the day. We do not just talk of duties and what is expected of a woman as we do our chores. The world is so full of wonders sometimes I feel like my head will explode if I try to learn everything. It seemed like an eternity until the morning chores were finished and we could slip away. We walked along the river to a place we often came to when we wanted to be alone. It was so peaceful there. The water slowed and was so silent it almost seemed as time stood still. We swam in the cool water a while as we spoke of many things. Men most of the time, but of life as well. Suddenly, we were startled by a rock thrown into the water, then another. I thought my brother and some of the other boys had followed and were being tricksters as usual. But when I called, there was no answer. We looked in all directions but could see no one. Suddenly, it was there, just standing and looking at us. I thought for a moment I was dreaming, but Red Feather shouted, "Who are you? Say your name so we may know." They just kept staring at each other. It was a hairy one, tall and slender, with shoulders that were so wide it seemed he would fall over. His arms were long and looked as if he could scoop up chestnuts as he walked. There was a silence and surprise as we stood staring at each other. And then it began to sway and make sounds. First, a small grunt, and then another. It started walking back and forth along the shoreline, all the while staring at us. I kept thinking it expected us to understand. We did not dare come out of the water, but I could feel in my heart it meant us no harm. It turned and wandered into the woods, so we hurried and gathered at it. On our way back to camp, we could sense it was following and watching. I felt as if at any moment it would spring out from behind a tree and grab one of us. We did not talk much as we hurried along the trail back to camp, but we could hear its footsteps walking when we walked. And when we stopped, it would be still all's well. Uneasiness was with us, but also a great sense of wonder. I needed to know more about the hairy ones, so we decided we would not tell the others at the camp about the hairy man. The camp was uneasy not knowing much about the hairy ones, and it was kind of exciting having a secret of our own. I knew in my heart I would slip away again and try to find him. Perhaps he will find me if I return to the river next time where I first saw him. Why did he not harm us? How many more are there? What was it he was trying to say? I feel that there is a reason he made himself known to Red Feather and myself. He wants something. But what? We finally arrived back at camp, and as usual, my mother said, "Did you have fun leaving me and your sisters with all the basket weaving to do on our own? I guess you do not need to make baskets for gathering, do you?" I told my mother I was sorry and tended to the baskets for the rest of the day. My mother is a good woman, but sometimes I feel she does not want me to learn anything but what is needed in the camp. Red Feather and I would look at each other ever so often, as if to say, "Be quiet, do not tell." The night came, and I write this journal by the small flicker of a flame from our fire. I keep thinking I hear something outside the teepee walls, but I fear it is my imagination running away with me after the events of this day. I can hear something. I am sure it is outside the teepee circling, quietly circling. Should I lift the teepee flap and peer outside? Perhaps it is a warrior keeping watch. It's very close now. I can see the chateau. It is huge.
That thing was right outside her teepee? Jeez Louise, I would have freaked out. It's a wonder she didn't scream her ever-loving head off.
Well, maybe she did. You know, this journal is about the most incredible thing I've ever heard. To have a written record this old about the life of one native girl. What a magnificent piece of history we have here in our hands. And the way she writes that thing, it just makes it all so real. I can picture it all so clearly in my mind's eye. Makes me wish I could just read all day long. But we've got other work to do. In the meantime, we're just going to have to... Whoop, hold on a minute. Science lab, Jonathan speaking.
Hello, Professor. This is Larry.
Larry? Larry who?
Larry Jones, your mailman.
Oh, hi, Larry. Sorry, I didn't recognize your voice there. Well, what's the matter? You sound awful.
I'm in the hospital.
You're what?
Did you happen to see the news last night about that explosion at the post office?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did.
Well, me and another employee were both right next to it when it went off.
Oh, Larry, I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Well, they say I'll be alright in a day or two. And the explosions, luckily it threw me backwards into the building pretty hard. It gave me some bruises on my back, a small concussion, but other than that, I'm alright.
Well, that rung your bell pretty good there, didn't it?
Yeah, you can say that again. Well, look, Professor, I didn't call just to tell you I'm here in the hospital. I called to warn you about something.
Warn me? About what?
Well, something funny happened when I was there yesterday. When I was on my way down the hall heading out, man, he stopped me. He said he was part of lab security.
Lab security? We don't have anyone in that position. Our security is all electronic. We don't even use people to guard anything here. What did he say to you?
Well, he told me they were checking all outgoing packages and...
Larry? Larry, I can't hear you.
Packages into another room and...
Larry?
Just wanted to warn you. Package bomb. Danger.
Larry, are you there? Hello? Hello?
What happened, Professor?
Jerry, did you hear anything about the explosion at the post office yesterday?
Yeah, I saw Jennifer Sims' report last night. Boy, it sure made a heap of scrap out of that one postal truck.
Yeah, well, that one postal truck belonged to Larry.
What?
He's in the hospital right now with a concussion, bruised back, and probably a whopper of a headache.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's more. He also told me that after he picked up those 2 packages from us yesterday, he was stopped in the hallway here by a man claiming to be part of lab security.
Lab security? Ha! Since when?
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. Well, after that, the signal started breaking up. And all I could hear him say after that was something about this guy taking the packages into another room, and the last thing I caught were the words package bomb and danger. The line went dead after that.
Package bomb and danger? Well, I don't know what you think it means, but if I were you, I'd be bringing in the bomb squad to start checking out your mail every day. Or maybe build a robot to start handling it from now on. You won't be finding me touching it anymore, thank you very much.
Now, hold on a minute there. There's no need to call in the bomb squad or build any robots quite yet. First thing we need to do is figure out who this supposed lab security person is. Obviously, someone got in here undetected. So that means our electronic security system has been infiltrated somehow. Our system is made up of the latest technology with 2 backup systems. Whoever got in here must have had a lot of knowledge of how our system works. We have cameras everywhere, so if they got in undetected, then they must have known how to deactivate them in order to get in here. I don't know who we're playing with here, but whoever they are, they're no rookie. They're smart. So we have to be on our toes every second.
Your words couldn't be more correct, Professor. You don't know who you're playing with. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Because I have only begun to play.